A few weeks ago when Reverend Brandon first asked me to speak today, and I thanked him certainly for the opportunity, but I did ask him if he was really ready to have a ministerial student inflicted upon his wonderful congregation. So the first thing I want to say is I want to thank you for being here today and for allowing me to inflict myself upon you. Imagine for a moment, after you leave church today and you go back home and you walk into the room where your Christmas tree is standing or where you held your holiday celebration with your family and loved ones and unwrapped all of your presents. And you're looking around and you look under the tree and you notice something you hadn't seen this morning. There's another present there. I don't remember seeing that. Is it a present for me? Did I miss opening all my presents this Christmas? And for you and me, did we remember to open up all of our inner Christmas presents this holiday season? Amidst all the running around and hustle and bustle, meeting with friends, celebrating, wrapping and unwrapping presents, searching for that perfect gift for me, and for others too. Did we remember to open our inner presence? Because we don't want to miss that most important presence, the divinity within, the magnificent wonder that we all are as daughters and sons of an almighty, living and loving God. So today, we're going to explore unwrapping our inner presence. And we're going to talk a little bit about some things that may get in the way of unwrapping that presence. And then we'll focus on a couple ideas that we can use to keep our inner presence unwrapped and shining forth. When we unwrap our inner presence, we open ourselves to discover the gifts of God. And my most favorite gift from God is joy. Meister Eckhart, who was a German theologian and mystic, described it this way. He said, "Joy is the unmistakable sign of the presence of spirit." Joy is the unmistakable sign of Spirit's presence. Reading from the Daily Word about joy. Joy may be quiet, such as the tug at my heart that I feel when I see a child happily playing. Joy may be boisterous, like the shared laughter that brings tears to our eyes. Yet all joy is an experience of the heart, an experience of God. And joy is always just a thought away. And the thought that I like to use to help me imagine joy, to help me call forth joy when I haven't quite unwrapped my inner presence, is the image of a glass of champagne and the little bubbles inside, or a glass of sparkling soda, the little bubbles just bubbling up to the top. It makes me think of joy in me as little tiny bubbles. They're there. Just let them bubble on up to the top and come on out and share them with the world. It also reminds me of that old Dean Martin song. Do you remember that song? Tiny bubbles. Yeah, that one. Tiny bubbles in the wine, make me feel happy, make me feel fine. Yes, the joy of our inner spirit bubbling forth. And another gift that we can discover when we unwrap our inner presence is the gift of love. Love is our natural state. Love is our divine inheritance. It is our birthright. So our work is not to have to create love, for it is what already exists in us, as us. Our work is to remove the blocks to our awareness of love's presence, to remove whatever may be covering, and to unwrap and let our love shine forth. We take off those covers and we allow our Christ-like presence. We allow our Christmas presence to be in the world and to share with one another. A few years ago, I read a story in National Geographic magazine, and it was about a dung beetle, which is a little insect that lives in the dirt and actually lives in the manure from other animals in the dirt. And they were doing a research study on these beetles because they had this behavior of walking around in a little circle before they headed off. And the researchers were trying to figure out why they did that. So after I finished reading the study, the very first thing I thought of was, I want to meet their grant writers, because if they can get money for a study like that, I need to know these people. And as it worked out, the researchers found that that behavior of the little beetles going in a circle was they were trying to orient themselves. They were looking for guidance to see which direction to go in. But that isn't what was amazing. What was amazing to me is what the researchers found for where the beetles actually get their guidance. The study found that these little beetles in the dirt get their guidance from the light of the stars of the Milky Way galaxy. Isn't that amazing? How interconnected all of life is, how much in harmony one thing flows with another thing, together one with another. And if the insects in the dirt, have available to them the guidance of the Milky Way, how much more guidance and love and joy and wisdom and protection and watch care is available to us from the Creator of all of the stars and all the infinity of the universe. We are truly, truly blessed as daughters and sons of God. You can actually say that the hands that made the stars are holding your heart. The hands that made the stars are holding your heart. So the next time you're out on a clear night and you're gazing up at the stars and contemplating the heavens, just remember that's your inner dung beetle trying to figure out which way to go here. And the way for all of us to go is to unwrap our presence, to release our imprisoned splendor, as the poet Robert Browning wrote it, so that we may be guided, so that we may be protected, so that we may know that we are beloved of God. And something else we have to pay attention to when we unwrap our presence is to remove all of that which covers our presence, that wrapping paper, or I should say, that which we allow to cover our inner presence. We need to take it off and throw it away. And what tends to cover our inner presence? What do we allow to do this? There's really three big things: blame and control and separation. So let's talk about blame. When we're blaming someone, some circumstance, our boss or a job or an event that happened, what we're really doing, What we're really saying is that the power in life is out there somewhere, that those other people have the ability to be successful in their lives, and I don't. In other words, I'm saying I'm powerless. When we are blaming, we are declaring and affirming that we're powerless. Why would we do that? To unwrap our presence, to let the power and the love and the guidance and the wisdom of God flow through us, we have to stop affirming our powerlessness. We have to stop blaming. We have to let that one go. We have to take that wrapping paper off and just throw it away. And now I know for all you environmentally conscious folks out there, you don't like to be throwing away paper. But that paper, we need to let it go. We don't need to bring it back and recycle it. Nope, we want to throw that away. Burn it, done, gone. And the second thing that we allow to cover our inner presence is control. Now you might say, well, I like to control my life. I like to control my day, control what's happening. There's nothing wrong with that. And there isn't. But what seems to happen is not only do I want to control my life and my day, but I want to control my spouse's life and my partner's life and my next door neighbor and my friend and my relatives. I want all of them to meet all of my expectations, even my cat. What's controlling about that? And not only that, but I actually believe that I know what's best. I know what's right. For me, that makes sense. And for you, and for you, and 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 now that you ask, for the whole world. Control. We need to let go and let God. We need to let go and let Spirit move in and through us. Now, many of you may have already heard this joke, but for those of you that haven't, how do you make God laugh? You tell God your plans. Go ahead. Have at it. How can we be open to divine wisdom, the divine wisdom of infinite intelligence moving in, through, and as us, if we're actually believing, no problem, I got this, I'm in control, no, I don't need any help? We need to unwrap that paper of control and let go and let God move in and through us. And the last paper that we need to unwrap to let our inner splendor show forth is separation. And what I mean by that is the idea, the belief of separation, the belief that we're alone in the world, and most importantly, the belief that we're separate from God. It is not true. It's not true. We are always created one with God. We are always connected with infinite Spirit. We can never, never be separate from God, from guidance, from love, from joy. I submit to you there isn't a problem that can't begin to be resolved by beginning with the presence that lives in us, as us, and through us. And we can move it out into the world. I once heard it said that a stranger is only someone I haven't met yet. And I kind of like that. So let us unwrap our inner presence. Let's let our divinity shine outward by claiming it, by calling it forth. Recognize that you are a sparkling present from the cosmos. And it's time to unwrap yourself in order to share your magnificence with the world. So I have some homework for you. Homework. Vacation's over already? How do we unwrap our imprisoned splendor? How do we open up the present of our inner divine presence? First is gratitude. Just gratitude. Simply gratitude. Now, I know you've heard that before. And how do we feel gratitude? When it's just, how do we feel grateful when we just don't feel gratitude? Well, actually, okay, I'm going to make it easy for you. I want you to write this down. Now, in front of you, in the backs of the pews, there are lots of papers and pencils, so you can write this down. That stuff isn't there for, a coincidence, because every Sunday, Reverend Brandon is up here giving amazing messages. So just saying. I want you to say this to yourself when you wake up tomorrow morning. Say to yourself, today I opened 2 presents. My eyes. Or today I opened 2 presents. My hands or my feet. Whatever it is for you, keep it simple. And when you say it, just let it drift in and feel it. I just woke up. And I've already received 2 amazing gifts. My eyes, I can see. My hands, I can feel. I can work. That's how we unwrap. That's how we reveal our inner divine presence. And after we've unwrapped our inner presence, after we've let our divinity begin to shine forth, how do we keep it unwrapped? How do we not allow that old wrapping paper of blame and control and separation to seep back in? We forgive. We forgive. And when we forgive, what we do is we give love for. To forgive is to give love for whatever the event or circumstance was. We hold that thought. I give love for whatever it is that happened. We forgive as best we can. Certainly there are tragedies and tremendous hardships that can occur in our lives, but our work is to forgive, to hold love for whatever happens as best we can. So last week I was meeting with some folks, and they were very appreciative to me. So my response is I give love for. And yesterday, I ran into someone who was not even downright rude, but almost disrespectful. But my response is the same. I give love for. I get what I want in my life. I give love for. I don't get what I want in my life. I give love for. Forgiveness. As our master teacher so simply put it, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them. That's how we keep our inner presence unwrapped and shining forth. So this Christmas, this holiday season, Let us unwrap our inner presence. Let's let the magnificence that we all are shine forth in the world. Let's claim it and call it forth. So tomorrow, I want you to say to yourself, today I unwrap my imprisoned splendor and share it with the world. Today I unwrap the present of my inner magnificent presence. And that's the truth. God bless you.